Ever felt like a name just finds you instead of you picking it, like it's some kind of echo from a past life or maybe a hint of who you're supposed to be? Most people just see a name as a label, right? A bunch of letters. But what if it's more like a code, a secret message about your identity, just waiting to be figured out? Mine definitely felt like that. For years, HitmanTD has been my online tag, my signature. And the one question I get asked more than anything is, why that name? What's it really all about? Seriously, that question has followed me everywhere through countless games, forums, comment sections, and now right here on this channel. Hey, Hitman TD, cool name, but what does the TD stand for? Or is Hitman from the game series? And yeah, my answers have usually been a bit on the vague side. Not because I was trying to be mysterious, but because the whole story, well, it's not something you can explain in a quick soundbite. It's more of a journey with a few twists you probably wouldn't expect. And honestly, I've been waiting for the right time to really lay it all out to show you how all these different pieces, some fun, some serious, fit together to make Hitman TD. So many of you have asked, you've been patient, and I've seen some seriously creative guesses out there. So today, consider that patience rewarded. We're not just scratching the surface, we're going to unpack the whole thing. We'll talk about how Hitman came to be, and it's not the game you think, and then we'll get into the really personal, complex story behind those two letters, TD, and the experiences that tie it all together into something that's just me. This isn't just about a gamer tag, it's about an identity I've kind of grown up with, and in a lot of ways, grown into. So, let's get into it. The dossier is open. All right, let's tackle the Hitman part first. Now, many of you instantly think of a certain bald, barcode tattooed assassin in a sharp suit, and while I definitely appreciate that iconic game series, the actual origin of my Hitman tag comes from somewhere else entirely. A place and a time that shaped my early online presence. Way before Hitman TD was a thing, I had other names, some I don't even remember now. For a while, I even went by Rubber Hitman because, let's be honest, the idea of being taken out by a rubber hitman just sounded hilarious. But the name Hitman itself, that was bestowed upon me. It happened in a game you can't even find on Steam anymore, called Tactical Intervention. In that game, I found my groove. I became known for a particular style, rocking a 50 cal sniper and suppressed pistols. I guess I was pretty effective with that loadout because one of my friends just started calling me the Hitman. It stuck. It felt cool, it felt fitting for how I played, and it just clicked. It wasn't about emulating a pre-existing character back then. It was about a reputation I earned in that specific game, a nickname given by a friend that resonated with my playstyle. Precise, effective, and maybe a little bit deadly in the virtual sense. That's where Hitman was born. The appreciation for the Hitman game series with Agent 47's strategic thinking and professionalism definitely came later and reinforced my liking for the name, but the seed was planted in Tactical Intervention. It felt like a natural fit, a name that had found me through my actions and a friend's observation. That was the foundation. Okay, so now we get to the TD. This is the bit that's not so obvious and carries a heavier story than you might expect. Unlike Hitman, which came from a gaming nickname, TD has its roots in community, a shared past, and some pretty serious real-world events that unfolded later. TD isn't just a couple of random letters I tacked on to be unique, though uniqueness did become an important aspect. The truth is, TD stands for Team Demcord. For those who don't know, Team Demcord was an online team I was a part of, a vibrant group of like-minded individuals. We came together, drawn by shared interests, likely in the gaming world or another online community space. It was one of those classic online crews, full of camaraderie, collaboration, and that shared energy you get when you're building something together. We had our time, and it was a significant experience for me. Like many such online groups, Team Demcord eventually ran its course. It faded as people's lives moved in different directions and interests changed. That chapter closed. But the story of TD doesn't end there. Sometime after the team dissolved and before Hitman TD became my solid identity, some very disturbing news came to light. The creator of Team Demcord was arrested for second-degree murder. That was a shock, and it cast a dark shadow over the team's memory and, by extension, those initials. So why keep TD? Initially, after the team faded, it might have just been habit, but after learning about the founder, it became a more conscious decision. In a world full of Hitman-inspired names, TD already made mine distinct. But more than that, I chose to keep it not to honor its creator, but to remember the positive connections and the experience with the members of the team, the good parts of that formative period in my online journey. It became a personal marker, a way to acknowledge a complex past, but redefine those letters for myself. TD evolved from representing a team to signifying my own unique path and the decision to carry forward a piece of my history, even the complicated parts, on my own terms. It's what made Hitman uniquely mine. So we've got Hitman, representing a skill and style recognized by a friend in tactical intervention, and we've got TD, a reminder of a significant chapter with Team Demcord, its difficult postscript, and a mark of the unique identity I chose to forge. But what happens when you put them all together? What's the magic that turns these parts into Hitman TD? This is where it gets really personal. For me, Hitman TD grew into more than just an online name. It became a sort of personal compass. The Hitman part, born from that in-game skill with snipers and pistols, reminds me to approach things with precision, to think tactically, and to value effectiveness. It's about aiming for a certain level of competence in what I do, whether it's gaming or creating content. It encourages a mindset of how can this be done well? The TD part, with its complex history tied to Team Demcord and the later arrest of its founder, keeps things grounded in a different, more sobering way. It's a nod to that past community, a reminder of shared passions, but also a testament to the idea of forging your own identity even when parts of your past are shadowed. Keeping TD was a conscious choice to make those letters mean something new for me: uniqueness, resilience, and the importance of individual identity separate from the actions of others. It pushes me to be original, to bring my own perspective, not just to follow. Together, Hitman TD stands for a kind of philosophy, aiming for skilled execution, the hitman earned in battle, while valuing a unique, consciously chosen identity that acknowledges a complex journey, the TD reclaimed and redefined. It's about being thoughtful and effective, but also distinct, authentic, and aware of the stories that shape us. This name has definitely shaped how I make content. The Hitman side wants it to be on point, offering something of value. The TD side reminds me to ensure it's genuinely my voice, my unique angle, navigating forward from a past that had its light and shadows. It's changed how I interact too. I try to be direct and thoughtful, but the TD also encourages authentic connection, remembering the value of community while being steadfastly individual. It's not about being a fictional character, but about trying to embody positive traits, skill, resourcefulness, and a unique, honest presence. So, after all that, after digging into old game memories and the complicated history of Team Demcord, what's the real unmasked meaning of Hitman TD? It's not just a cool sounding gamer tag, it's not just a tribute, and it's not just two random letters. When I think about what Hitman TD truly means, it's something like this: approaching challenges with earned skill and precision, while embracing a resilient and unique identity shaped by a complex personal journey. Let's unpack that. The Hitman part is all about that earned skill and precision. It's a direct link to my time in tactical intervention, the recognition from a friend based on actual gameplay: quick, accurate, effective. It's about tackling challenges with a focused, almost tactical mindset, valuing smart execution. Then the TD part brings in the resilient and unique identity, acknowledging a complex journey. It's a nod to Team Demcord, a formative experience with a community, but it also carries the weight of its founders' later actions and my decision to reclaim TD as a symbol of my own individuality and path, a mark of distinction chosen in full awareness of that past. It's about owning your story, even the difficult chapters, and building your identity from it. So when you see HitmanTD, it's more than a name, it's a personal commitment. It means that whatever I'm doing, I try to do it with the focused skill represented by Hitman, but always ensuring it carries my unique TD stamp, an identity forged through experience, both good and bad, and a commitment to being my own person. It's about striving for competence with an authentic, individual voice that understands where it came from. That's the unmasked truth. That's the core of Hitman TD. Using the name Hitman TD all these years has been an evolution. Early on, Hitman was about that tactical intervention reputation, a nod to a specific skill set. The TD initially just signified my association with Team Demcord, but as time went by, and especially after the unsettling news about Team Demcord's founder emerged, the TD part took on a much deeper, more personal meaning. Keeping it was a statement. It meant carrying forward the memory of the community I valued, separate from the founder, and embracing it as my unique identifier. The name Hitman TD started to feel less like a label and more like an identity I was actively shaping and living. It began to influence how I did things. If I hit a tough spot, that hitman thinking, strategic, precise, would kick in. When working on something creative, the TD would remind me to own my unique perspective, to ensure its authenticity, and to remember the path I'd taken to define those initials for myself. It's also shaped how I look at my own progress. The desire to be unique, reinforced by the redefined TD, means I'm always pushing to find fresh ways to present ideas. The name itself became a personal benchmark. Am I bringing that skillful approach? Am I being true to my own unique style and the complex journey that TD now represents? Of course, there's a certain responsibility that comes with a name like Hitman TD, especially with the added context. The Hitman implies precision, and the TD signifies a consciously forged, unique identity. It pushes me to be thoughtful, to ensure my actions align with the values I've embedded in the name: skill, integrity, and individuality in the face of a complicated past. It's a subtle pressure, but a good one. So, what does the name mean to me now? It's a constant. It's a reminder of my gaming roots, Hitman, and the unique, sometimes difficult path I've carved out, acknowledging past experiences like Team Demcord and their aftermath, TD. It's a story I've pieced together, but it's also a story that keeps shaping me. It's a great conversation starter, sure, but it's also a quiet promise to myself to approach life and its challenges with skill, creativity, and a commitment to being authentically and uniquely myself, aware of the full story behind the name. So there you have it. The mask is off. The story of Hitman TD, from its start as a nickname in tactical intervention to the early Rubber Hitman days, through the experience of Team Demcord and the later difficult revelations about its founder, and finally to the personal meaning I've forged for TD. It's all out there. It's a mix of gaming history, a nod to a significant and complex chapter of online community, and an ongoing commitment to strategic thinking and a distinct personal approach built on resilience. It's my personal compass. Thank you, seriously, for sticking with me through this pretty detailed explanation of something as personal as a name. It really means a lot that you were curious enough to want the whole story, twists and all. And now I'd love to flip the question to you. Every name, every gamer tag, every online handle has a story, whether it's super epic or really simple, funny, or meaningful. What's the story behind your name? What does it mean to you? Share it down in the comments below. I'm honestly super curious to read them. Let's hear some more awesome stories. And of course, if you enjoyed this unmasking, if you like this kind of deeper chat, and if you want to see more content that tries to blend that strategic thinking with a unique personal touch, then please think about hitting that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for much more to come. Your support is what makes all of this possible. Thanks for watching. Stay strategic, keep developing your own unique paths, and I'll see you in the next one.